If you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. But if you're willing to learn, no one can stop you. Magandang araw mga ka-business! Welcome back to our class. I am Teacher Dinky, your guide in exploring the world of business. Prepare your paper and pen as we embark to learn and enjoy our topics for this subject. Hello, grade 11 and 12 learners. At the end of this lesson, we will be able to differentiate mark on, markdown, and markup, and obtain mark on, markdown, and markup given price of the product. If you are ready for our lesson, let's have a short activity. Are you ready? Get your pens and papers and let's get started. Read each question carefully. Choose the correct answer by writing the letter on your paper. What do you call the amount added by the seller to the cost of commodity to cover expenses and profit in fixing the selling price? A. Cost of the raw materials. B. Selling price. C. Markup. And D. Markdown. The correct answer is C. Markup. Number 2. The cost of a new pair of shoes is 5,500. The selling price is 8,000 pesos. What is the rate of markup based on cost? A. 0.45. B. 45%, C. 2,500, and D. Negative 2,500. The correct answer is letter B, 45%. Number 3. Which of the following expresses the rate markup, mark on, and markdown? Letter A, percent. Letter B, fraction. Letter C, figure. And letter D, code. The correct answer is A, percent. What do you call the increase in the price of a retail product that occurs soon after another increase? Letter A, mark on. Letter B, selling price. Letter C, markup. Letter D, markdown. The correct answer is letter A, mark on. Number 5. The cost of furniture is 3,999 pesos. Operating expense is 10%, and the profit for the said furniture is 15%. Compute for the markup price. Letter A, 399.90 pesos. Letter B, 599.85 pesos. Letter C, 975 pesos. And letter D, 999.75 pesos. The correct answer is letter D, 999.75 75 pesos. I hope everyone did well in your pretest. Good job! If you did not get the correct answer, don't worry. We will deepen your understanding as we go along in this episode. Jack sees the struggle of budget in their family every day, brought by the number they had. Because of this, Jack wants to help his family, even just a small amount, just to lighten up the burden of his father. Since he is good in dealing products, he bought a pair of shoes from an online live selling for only 500 pesos, coming from his savings. The online seller asked for an additional 50 pesos charged for delivery fee, which is 10% worth of the said product. He assumes to have 30% profit from the 500 pesos worth of product. He then now sells the pair of shoes for 700 pesos, considering the concept of markup having an additional of 200 pesos to gain profit and cover its delivery fee or overhead expense. On the first column, the original price of the product cost 500 pesos. The second column provides the markup for fare and profit, which is 50 pesos and 150 pesos. When you add up the original price and markup, the selling price would be 700 pesos. What is markup? Markup is the amount added by the seller to the cost of commodity to cover expenses and profit in fixing the selling price. Aubrey's specialty store sells Christmas decorations, especially for all-time best seller, Belen. From September to December is the peak where customers buy Belen. The usual amount of her regular size Belen is only 850 pesos. Since many customers will buy Belen and decorations, the store is supposed to have a mark-on or an additional of 25% from their different products. The price of Belen is now 1,062.50 pesos. On the first column, the selling price of the product cost 850 pesos. Second column is the mark-on cost, 212.50 pesos. And on the third column is the new selling price, which is 1,062.50 pesos. What is mark-on? Mark-on is the increase in the price of a retail product that occurs soon after another increase. This method is usually used in times of special occasion or season like Christmas, Valentine's Day, and etc. etc. Miss Prency had an overwhelming start in her Siopaw business because she had a volume of productions and sales in the previous months. But after several months had gone by, she noticed that customers did not repeatedly buy and heard that some prospect buyers were hesitant to buy Siopaw because of its high price. As a result, Miss Prency cut down the price of her Siopaw from 50 pesos to 30 pesos only so that her product will reach the customer's budget. This concept is what we call markdown. Markdown is a temporary reduction in selling price of an item to stimulate the demand or to drive a competitor out of the market. How to solve for markup, markdown, and mark-on. First, markup problem and solving scenario. XYZ Bake Shop sell its medium cakes cost 400 pesos. 30% of the cost goes to the operating expenses. The goal is to earn 30% of the cost. How much will be the markup? Given, cost 400 pesos. Operating expenses 30%. Profit 35%. The formula for markup is markup is equal to expenses plus profit. The first thing that you have to do is to multiply the rate of expense to the cost plus rate of profit to the cost, which is equivalent to 0.25 multiplied to 400 pesos plus 0.30 multiplied to 400 pesos is equal to 80 pesos for the expenses plus 120 pesos for the profit. The markup now is equal to 200 pesos. The question now is, how much would be the selling price of the cake? The formula for the selling price is selling price is equal to cost plus markup. Given 400 pesos, which is the cost, plus 200 pesos, which is the markup, is equal to selling price is now 600 pesos. How to get the rate based on selling price? Rate based on selling price is equal to markup or markdown divided by selling price multiplied by 100% is equal to 200 pesos divided by 600 pesos times 100% is equivalent to 0.333 multiplied by 100%. The rate based on selling price is equivalent to 33.33%. To get the cost of the markup, we have to multiply the rate based on selling price, which is 0.33, times 600 pesos. The selling price is equal to 200 pesos. Let us define now the rate based on selling price. Rate based on selling price is a differential rate between the net income or the markup, markdown, cost, and selling price. Now, how to get the rate based on cost? The formula is rate based on cost is equal to markup or markdown divided by cost multiplied to 100% is equal to our previous example, 200 pesos is the markup cost divided by the original cost of the cake is 400 pesos multiplied to 100% is equal to 50%, the rate based on cost. We're going to get the cost of the markup or markdown. We're going to convert the whole number to decimal figure. 0.50 times or multiply to 400. The original cost is equal to 200 pesos, the cost of markup or markdown. Now, what is rate based on cost? It is a differential rate between the net income or the markup or the markdown cost and cost. Let us now have the markdown problem and solving scenario. The scenario is Miss Prency was really upset with the present situation in her business because of the numerous competitors using online business and selling Shopao. Despite of this, she wanted to keep up her business and decided to have markdown or lessen the price of her Shopao from 50 pesos to 40 pesos. The question is, what is the markdown rate? Formula in finding the markdown rate is MD or markdown rate is equal to 1 minus the selling price over or divided by the price offer or the first price offer is equal to 1 minus 40, which is the markdown price, over 50 is equal to 1 minus 0.80. The markdown rate is equal to 0.20 or 20%. That is the markdown rate. How do we get the markdown cost if the only present variable is the rate of markdown? From our previous example, let us first know the markup formula. The formula for markup is equal to base times percent, or the markdown cost, is equal to 50 is the first price times 0.20, the markdown cost, or 20%, is equal to 10 pesos. That is the markdown cost. Another scenario, what is the new selling price if the rate of markdown is at 30% and the price of siopaw is 80 pesos? The formula for finding the S, or selling price, is S is equal to the price offer, close and open parenthesis, 1 minus MD, or the markdown cost, is equal to, let us apply the given formula, 80 pesos, close and open parenthesis, inside of it, we put 1 minus 0.30, which is the markdown rate, is equal to 80 pesos times 0.70 is equal to 56, which is the new selling price. How do we get the selling price of an item if the only present given is the rate based on cost and only the cost? The formula, selling price equals cost times rate based on cost plus the cost. Given scenario, the cost of the product is 30 pesos and the rate based on cost is 10%. Let's put in the formula. Selling price is equal to cost times rate based on cost plus the cost is equal to 30 pesos times 0.10 is equal to 3 pesos. Let's add the cost, 30 pesos. The selling price of the product is now 33 pesos. How do we get the original cost of an item if the only present given is the rate based on selling price and the selling price? The formula is cost is equal to selling price multiplied by rate based on selling price minus the selling price cost is equal to 33 pesos multiplied by 0.09 is equal to 2.97 rounded off 3 pesos multiplied by 33 pesos is equal to 30 pesos, which is the original cost. Let us have now a new scenario. Mark on problem and solving scenario. Example, Aling Ninay owns a sari-sari store and serves Ilonggo's batchoy fit for the rainy day season and even days where customers wanted to satisfy their cravings. The cost of her batchoy is only 40 pesos per serving. She marked up her batchoy to 25% of the original price. She knew that even if she increases the price of the bok choy during rainy seasons, her customers will still buy it. So, she decided to mark on 10% to its selling price. How much is the markup cost? Note, to get the markup cost, just multiply the cost of the product to the markup rate. Sample, formula, MC or markup cost is equal to cost times rate is equal to 40 pesos times or multiply by 0.25 or 25%. The markup cost now is 10 pesos. Number 2 scenario, how much is the actual selling price? Formula for selling price is selling price is equal to cost plus markup is equal to 40 pesos plus 10 pesos equals to 50 pesos. How much is the additional mark-on? Formula is MO or mark-on is equal to actual selling price cost times mark-on rate. From our previous example given, 50 pesos, the actual selling price times 0.10, the mark-on rate, is equal to 5 pesos, which is the mark-on cost. Number 4 problem, how much is the new selling price after additional mark-on? The new selling price is computed by this formula. NS or new selling price is equal to selling price plus mark-on cost is equal to 50 pesos plus 5 pesos. The new selling price is 55 pesos. Since we already know the definition of markup, mark-on, and markdown, we will now proceed to the computation of each. Activity 1. Directions. Fill in the table with phrases. Choose the letter of your answer from the box. The correct answer is very good. Grade 11 and 12 learners, to fully engage ourselves in this lesson, let us now answer our Activity 2 in your learning activity sheets. Activity 2. Directions. The following statements provide the concept regarding mark-on, mark-up, and markdown. Determine whether the statement is correct or not. Write fact if the statement provides the correct idea, or bluff if the statement does not correspond to the idea of the concept. Write the word on the space provided before the number. The correct answer is very good. How was the activity? I hope you did well. You can still do your best in our next activity. Brace yourself and let's continue with our journey. Activity 1. Direction. Solve for the markup or markdown cost to identify the cost if it is marked down or marked up by completing the table. The answer is good job. Because we are done explaining all the information you need, let us proceed in synthesizing our lesson. For the Let's Sum It Up part, directions. Complete the paragraph below by writing the missing words. Choose your answer from the box. The correct answer for this sum it up is very good. Grade 11 and 12 students, as we end our episode, we need to test your skills if you have really attained our learning objectives. Let us now have our short quiz. Directions. Read each question carefully. Write the letter of the correct answer on your paper. Number 1. What do you call the temporary reduction in the selling price of an item to stimulate its demand or to drive a competitor out of the market? Letter A, mark-on. Letter B, markup. Letter C, markdown. Letter D, market. The correct answer is letter C, markdown. Number 2, how will you know if the product you sell gain profit? Number 1, if the actual cost of the product adds and covers its expenses. Letter B, if the actual cost of the product deducts and covers its expenses. Letter C, if the actual cost of the product adds its overhead expenses and profit. And letter D, if the actual cost of the product deducts its overhead expenses and profit. The correct answer is letter C, if the actual cost of the product adds its overhead expenses and profit. Number 3, what do you call the price at which a good or service is sold by the seller? Letter A, selling price. Letter B, markup. Letter C, markdown. And letter D, mark-on. The correct answer is A, selling price. Number 4, find the markdown rate if the bag price at 290 pesos and was sold at 240 pesos. Letter A, 250 pesos. Letter B, 50 pesos. Letter C, 17.24%. And letter D, 1.21%. The correct answer is letter C, 17.24%. Number 5, a sari-sari store buys a case of soft drinks at 360 pesos. The store's overhead expenses is 40% of the cost and the owner wants a profit that is 25% of the cost. How much is the selling price of one case of soft drink? Letter A, 144 pesos. Letter B, 90 pesos. Letter C, 594 pesos. And letter D, 234 pesos. The correct answer is letter C, 594 pesos. Congratulations! We're able to finish the task in our lesson. If we have questions, you may review your lessons or you may ask the assistance of your teachers. Once again, I am Sir Bezardinki B. Cularina, your learning partner. See you in the next episode for another interesting and exciting topics in the world of business management here on Quarter1&3 Dream TV.